Hello, good day, good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. This is What Did I Miss? I am joined today, by the way, my name's Michelle, and that is Paige, and that is Gabe. And we are about to talk sports. We were going to lead today's show with F1, obviously. It is mid to end July, and that's really what we wanted to talk about. But then the Arizona Cardinals, somebody is in a lot of trouble, leaked an addendum. How come I can't say that word? Addendum.
I don't know.
Nailed it. They leaked it, and it's humiliating and embarrassing for everyone actually involved. Kyler Murray, as you probably have heard by now, basically has been mandated to study and to do his job. And actually, it was put in writing. Now, where it gets weird is that it's 4 hours a week. It's now in writing in his contract, which is basically giving them an out should, stuff hit the fan down the road. But it's just a bizarro world moment because nobody looks good in this. He doesn't look good. The team doesn't look good. His agent doesn't look good. Somebody leaked it. They leaked it, I think, directly to Ian Rappaport, who basically copied, pasted the whole thing. So we've seen the actual legal writing in the document. And then now we're all sort of processing it and digesting it. And I've heard all kinds of people talking about it, like talking heads, former athletes. The fact that he's a quarterback in the NFL and is being made to study, independent study, by the way, and it's only 4 hours, is leading everyone to believe, and I think rightfully so, that he wasn't even doing the bare minimum going into this contract. It's a lot of money. He has on record before said that's not really his jam. He's not a big tape guy. He just sort of sees things that no one else sees, and that's what he's been getting by on. Totes get it. But how bad and who looks the worst in all of this?
Incredible question to start.
This is one of those stories that comes along and you're like, come on, this must be a fake account, right? Like, and you see all your friends or people in our industry are retweeting and sharing, and you're like, no, guys, slow down. You're going to embarrass yourself. This isn't real. But
Stop.
Get to the bottom of it, and it's real. I want to know, does Coach Kingsbury have to do 4 hours of independent study a week? Because it seems like he might also be the problem in Arizona.
By the way, 4 hours, though, not even an hour a day.
No.
Like, that is, I think more people spend more time in bathrooms than 4 hours a week. And that is
confirmed.
And you're a top, highly paid quarterback in the NFL. Shouldn't it already be like 3 hours of tape a day? Like, Paige, you're a football queen.
It's outside of what the team is already doing, which I thought was funny. Yeah. But to answer your question,
so weird.
I think it's most embarrassing for the team, right?
Ooh.
Because you feel this strongly that you need to stipulate it in his official contract, and you're still paying him $230 million.
Yeah.
Those two things don't add up for me.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, I think they add up only in the sense that this is sort of where we are in sports, and specifically the NFL. The alternative was you weren't going to keep him at some point. And so you run the risk of now replacing him with someone of lesser talent. Obviously, he's talented. Like, nobody's arguing that. He went undefeated in high school. Mm-hmm. He's a Heisman Trophy. But, like, he's got a lot on his resume. But he also has a lot of his own quotes and behaviors that lead people to think he's still very, very immature, and he still maybe doesn't quite get what the workload of being an NFL quarterback should entail. And look, I am not going to sit here and pretend that look, I was a straight A student in high school. I never picked up a book. I just was lucky. I could cram things in my brain really, really fast and then regurgitate it and boom, glide through everything. But then you get a rude awakening, and that's when you don't go to class in college and you realize, oops, probably should have gone to class, and now my GPA is a 0.7. So he's going to learn the hard way. The thing is, he just got rewarded with $230 million or whatever it is. He's also being humiliated as it's happening. It's a very bizarre up and down emotional roller coaster. And all they're asking is just do the bare minimum. Just give us, 45 minutes a day of uninterrupted studying. It's weird because on the one hand, I'm like, you can give me $230 million and then humiliate the hell out of me. I would not I couldn't care less.
Right.
But overall, it's like, what do his teammates think? What do other teams think. Like, he has to understand that as much as he doesn't want to watch tape, every other team is watching tape of him. And so that's the difference between everything he's done already in life and where he is now. So I don't know. I hope that this serves as a motivator and not something where he kind of rebels and says, well, I'll show them I can still do this without doing any homework. And then it just backfires terribly. It's
just the fact that it's actually in the contract is what gets me. Like, this is something that could be like an understanding, right? Like,
yes.
I hate that that's crazy to me that they actually
It's
were like,
embarrassing.
no, we feel so strongly that we're putting in a specific clause that's never been in any NFL contract before to do homework.
Man, that sucks.
It's kind of like if you went to a wedding and you're watching the two people get married and then they did their vows and one of them was like, I vow to never cheat on you again now that the bachelor party is over. I promise I'm totally done doing that. You'd be like, whoa, dude, what's going on with these two? Like, either keep quiet about that. That's your thing, guys. Or don't like need to say it. It's just bizarre. I laughed when I saw it and I thought, like, you know, what a curse to be so talented.
Yes.
Like, Beadle, this does tie back to you a little bit. Like, what a curse to be so talented that it gets you to, you're one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the league based on a seemingly just pure talent and being, it seems like a pretty decent guy and a good teammate. Like, there's a lot of good qualities there, but not having put in any serious work. That's what holds you back from the next level. And I hate to name all the guys who people have compared him to on Twitter, and I can't stand a few of them.
Sure.
But the comparison to like a bunch of other dudes who just keep on putting in the work to win is because they probably aren't as talented. They had to do extra work. And like, it'd be better if he wasn't as talented almost.
Well, it would certainly have given him more drive to have to study, to sort of keep up. But in his mind, he's already there. So what do I need to change?
Right.
I've gotten this far my way. Why are you trying to change my way? And that, I think, is probably the hardest thing for someone who's just innately talented to grasp. Yes, you are great. Yes, you've been given a monster contract, which basically in the world of sports is respect and the points on the scoreboard, right? Like, they love you, you are loved, you are great. But imagine what the next level could be if you just gave a little bit more. And so it'll be interesting because I he has shown signs of immaturity as recently as, erasing all of his social media stuff and taking down any, it's a weird world we live in. It's and it's that sort of that generation. And that's why my concern is because I do have a bit of that sort of like brat in me, whereas I would be like, oh, okay, you think 4 extra hours is going to make it happen? Watch this. And then in my mind, I'm going to be like, I'm going to take these guys to the Super Bowl. And then when the season's over, I'm going to be like, guess who didn't watch any extra tape? Your thing failed. Like, that's why I think I don't want it to go that way. Because now that it's in writing, again, goes back to what Paige said, the writing now gives them an out, which is why I am blown away that his agent allowed that to be in writing. Like that, it just shocks me. And it's like putting a weight clause or something in a cut. Like, you don't want any of that in writing because now these are things that the smallest thing can actually be a fireable offense because it's in writing.
Do we think this is like motivation by shame, public shaming? That doesn't always work.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe, but not if he's anything like, some people I know.
Yeah, I don't know how you shame a shameless person. I don't think that works.
Well, I don't know.
Amen, sister.
Right? Can I tell you a little nugget I found out? Because I asked a few friends who actually know more about the league than me, which is not hard to find those kinds of friends. Here's one thing I figured out. They can, in some way, enforce this. Because first you'd be like, what is 4 hours of independent study? What the hell does that even mean, right? So they need him to watch tape on the team-issued iPad. And apparently, team-issued iPads are trackable.
Oh, yeah.
So other guys, fellas, keep that in mind when you start using that iPad for anything other than exactly what you're supposed to use it for. I think you know what I mean.
That's already known. That's known. That's not new information.
See, like I said, I don't know very much.
I feel like you'd lock it out. Okay, yeah.
That's very much the I have 2 phones energy.
Well, sometimes that still gets confused.
Yeah, it's sometimes I get confused.
I'm not worried about that.
Oopsie
But good
daisy.
PSA.
I'm just trying to let the fellas out there know that use those iPads for what they're intended,
Sure.
guys.
Well, how are they going to keep track? Is it a matter of like, how do you know if he's watching it or if it's just sitting there on while he's doing other stuff? Is
I
there a
imagine
way to
it's
do
like
that?
a specific program or something. Like, you know how your phone, at least mine on Sunday, is just like, hey, bitch, you were on your phone for 18
Oh,
hours
yes.
a day. You know, I think it's like that. Like, you were on Instagram.
But you
for
still have to make it
20 hours.
interactive, or else there's no way
Yeah.
of knowing
I don't-
whether or not he's paying attention.
You could
But,
put on
yeah.
game tape and then play 2K.
Yeah, I could go to sleep, let that thing
Well,
run.
no, you
I think
can't per the contract, Gabe, or else you're going
Come
to
prove that.
That's
Look,
the honor
you're
system.
talking, Paige. You're smart and educated and accomplished, and I think you
Good
probably
start.
studied.
Good start. I don't
You're-
think this comment's going to end there.
You're talking to two assholes who've never studied a second in
We've
their
been
lives.
gliding, bro. Gliding.
Oh, man.
Just
That's the bad
sort
part
of-
about getting into college for sports is then you get there to a smart school and you're like, ah, shit, I have to do homework.
Someone
Well, we
actually
should have
cared
done
what your
homework too,
grades
but-
were.
Yeah, that's a great point. Only my parents did, and I can sweet talk them out of that. That was fine. But
Well,
yeah, I
look.
just the Jamarcus Russell thing is what keeps coming up. Like, and that's maybe how they've built in some sort of, I don't know, it's because it can't go on the honor code. Like, you don't put this thing in writing and then go on the honor code. There's gonna
Yeah,
be
it
a way
needs to
they
be
track this dude.
trackable. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you
So
don't know
this
about
begs the
Jamarcus Russell,
question,
it's hilarious. Google
Will
it.
this be on? Well, actually, sorry, quick. I mean, not to plug something else, but the Players Tribune did had a great story with him in video. It was tremendous. I
Jamarcus
highly
Russell.
recommend that. Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Recently, in the last month or two. Oh yeah, not Kyler.
Bless his heart.
I think the question is, does this become something that we see in other contracts moving forward?
Not if your agent's good. No,
Okay.
this should never be in writing.
230
This is-
million.
No,
That's still a win, I think.
you are
right?
giving them more reason to possibly not give you 230 million. Like, that's the thing about this. It's one thing to have an agreement. Okay, fine. Yeah, I'll do 4 extra hours of. It's another thing that now it's in writing, and if you start to, misreads, or you start to lose, or the team starts to suck, and then they're like, let's go check these hours. Let's make sure everything's in check. Da da da. And you haven't logged it correctly, or you haven't done. Now all of a sudden, it's actually a reason for them to
Enforceable.
pull the
Yeah.
contract. That's what I'm saying. Like, you would think this would be something, and I'm sure teams are salivating at the idea that this could be something. But if you're an agent worth a damn, no, absolutely not. We're not putting that in
Wow.
any contracts. So good luck.
Congrats to Kyler. I hope you study and win all the games.
It's less than an hour a day, dude. I could even do that. I could even watch NFL tape for less than. That's pushing it, but still, I would try for. I'd try it for 100 million. Honestly, it's kind of where we are.
I watched about 4 hours of Stranger Things yesterday.
There you
so
go.
I can do it.
You've already
too.
done it.
Yeah.
Your whole week's done. You don't even have to watch anymore for the rest of the week.
Nah, I'm good. I think this is a trap for Coach Cliff Kingsbury.
Oh.
Yeah. 6 at best
boy.
without glasses, Cliff Kingsbury. I think that they're basically
fair.
trying to establish you're in charge. This quarterback hasn't been paying any attention to you, clearly. You guys start hot and then can't win when people actually coach against you.
Yep.
Manage your team or you're out. And this is one new way that we can track you.
Okay, so you think he's as much on the line as Kyler is in this?
100%. More,
could see that.
More
I
on
think
the line, frankly.
That seems to be a big question amongst the talking heads of radio world, is that while all of this is the attention's on Kyler Murray, and rightfully so, it's a big contract, yada yada, a lot of them will also automatically 1A it with, but also Cliff Kingsbury. So we'll see. But it's been a hilarious, I guess, I don't know, 24, 48 hours of listening to people talk about this. I've had quite the time. So thank you, world, and thank you, Arizona Cardinals. In fun news this weekend, the F1 Tour continued, this time in Marseille, France, beautiful little town south of France. The French Grand Prix, and it was a great race in the sense that 1 and 2 were already set, and it was Verstappen and Hamilton, a very sort of deja vu flashback to last season. Throw that away, because everything behind that, 3 down, was so much fun. And there was so much movement. And I actually enjoyed the race a lot. And Ferrari, I swear to God, I don't know what's wrong with them. Charles Leclerc had pole again. and again was leading, and again his car did something weird, and he spun out and ended up in the wall, out of the race. I don't know what's going on. I don't think he knows what's going on, and I don't think the team knows what's going on. And he was very quick to accept blame, but I think most people watching don't necessarily think he had any fault in it whatsoever. We will find out. His teammate Carlos Sainz started at the 19th spot because he had a penalty for doing some upgrades and changes, and made it a race. And like, boom, it was exciting. It was a good race. I was happy to watch it. It was a 6 a.m. start on the West Coast. That's interesting. That is interesting. It's the only time West Coast sports does not beat everything else. The only time.
I feel comfortable admitting something. Oh. I was alone in my house on Sunday morning, working through a 5-day long hangower.
Dude, is this a call for help? Like, what is this, a cry?
I've been asking for help for weeks, guys. you haven't been listening.
My bad.
I was like, okay, today's the day. I'm watching the F1 thing. It's got to be on somewhere. I searched around. I Googled.
Bro.
And then I couldn't find the race. And then finally it was just on. I was like, oh, I'm watching. This is strange. Though they're in France. It's bright out. It's late. What the hell's going on? I watched like 10 minutes of the replay on ESPN2.
Oh,
and couldn't figure out what was happening. And you got to get.
Do you want me to send you a map of the Earth with the time zones written out, or how do you want to handle this?
I should be able to keep track of this kind of thing. My entire family is on the continent right now. I have to keep track of the hours. No, I tried. I'm saying I tried.
We're in 3 time zones. Every time we do the show, we're in 3 time zones.
The 3 of us are literally in different time zones.
And I have told Paige yesterday, in fact, don't talk to me about Central Time. I'm not doing that math.
Dude, how do you think I feel?
Working with Gabe is just being like, who cares about Central? What is Pacific time every time?
No, we go. It's first of all, if we're gonna pick the big boss, it's Eastern. It's always been Eastern.
That's right.
If everything goes off of Eastern. Pacific, you might be second. That's fair. But Eastern's first.
I agree. Facts. But Beadle,
then Central, then Mountain, right? Mountain time's fake.
Mountain time
Mountain's
is
not a thing.
Get the hell
we
out
don't count
of here,
that.
Mountain time.
Yeah, it's like one town has it. That's it.
Beadle respects this, though, Paige. Beadle, even though she made the choice to live in Central Time, realizes her friends and colleagues are not in that strange place, and I need to adapt the way I speak for them.
Yeah, and it's why whenever I'm setting anything up, whether it be with you guys or like anything, I always triple confirm it because I know, all right, I'm just making sure it's 5 Eastern, 4 Central. Like I want to make, because, the time zone thing has screwed plenty of people over in the years. But when it's in Europe, it's a whole nother, wait till they're in Asia. Then it's like.
I'm Googling at that point. I literally am like, what time is it in London right now? Like that's what and then I do math.
Well, isn't it just 5 hours for you?
I don't forget. Yep. Okay, London, bad one. Pick a country. It doesn't matter. I'll be
France, 6 hours for you.
Sure.
Because like Europe for me is 7 hours. Guys, let's get a little more worldly, okay?
Where is this gone?
This is really embarrassing.
Who won the race? Who won?
Oh, who won the race? Max Verstappen. Duh. And it was beautiful. Oh, and I'm sorry, I should have started with the lead. Matthew McConaughey was there.
Hell yeah.
Roaming around. Yeah, but the one question we haven't gotten answered yet, and it's also because I did not Google it afterwards, even though it was what I was thinking. Because every other A-list celebrity that's been at one of these races, it turns out after the fact, we find out they have some sort of F1 project thing that they're working on. So I'm like, oh, and then I've already written this whole screenplay for Matthew McConaughey because I don't know if he's there for a project or just because he wants to be there, but he's in the south of France, and a lot of celebrities are in the south of France right now on these yachts. And so I thought, well, it could be a coincidence, or Matthew McConaughey starring in an upcoming film as he plays the father of Cooper Tucker, who is a kid who grows up in a small town in Texas, surrounded by NASCAR family and friends. But he is an outlier, and he wants nothing to do with NASCAR, but he loves driving fast cars. Dad, I want to go to Europe, and I want to drive one of them fast cars. And his dad's like, absolutely not. We are a NASCAR family, and Cooper Tucker rebels against everything and becomes the first American hillbilly to dominate F1.
Yeah.
What do you think? I'm working on titles, obviously.
You just gave the whole idea away.
Well, I've already
we'll
paid
just bleep that whole
it
thing.
or copyrighted, or what do you do with the scripts? Do you
Maybe
just
this.
protect it?
I think this sort of counts as intellectual property.
You're right.
I love that. Who plays Cooper Tucker?
That I can't decide if I want to go with like an unknown rising star or somebody already established. I feel like it could be an
Rising.
opportunity for an unknown to really announce their presence.
You already
with
have
authority.
McConaughey. Give some,
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
He's
Yeah.
the star. So yeah, I'm working on that in my mind.
Can I
but
pitch
it's
you
just-
one casting idea?
Obviously.
We've talked about him on this show. I already forgot his name. That Pierre Stallion of a man from Top Gun Maverick. The
Oh,
The
Teller?
no,
Glenn
Powell.
yes,
Glenn Powell.
Give me Glenn
I'm
Powell
like,
in that.
I know all their names.
Yeah, but quick question. Is Matthew McConaughey going to look like he's his dad, or is too close-ish in age? I don't know.
How old is
Although it's
McConaughey?
Texas, and you have him young out here, so that could work.
Yeah.
I mean, and McConaughey looks great,
Be a
but
hot
he's
dad.
he's 50-something years old at this point.
Well, how old's Glenn Powell? Isn't he like 30-something?
He's like 30. 30.
That could work, actually.
Nah,
Had him when he's about 20.
Like
Yeah.
25-year-old guy
All right.
in Top Gun.
I'm back in. Glenn Powell looks like it's going to be Cooper Tucker. Call him Coop. Somebody get his agent on the line. We're going to make an offer today. Yeah, so next race is Hungary. I leave for Budapest on Thursday. It's only going to take me 16 days to get there from here, and I can't wait. Probably going to leave after this show today. So we'll see. It'll be fun. It'll be my first one that's not Austin in person, and I'm kind of excited about it. Passport's going to get used finally. We're taking a quick break. I know there's a ton of, oh God, I've already looked ahead of the B block. It just says breaking Gabe news. We'll be back with that. As the sun comes out and small businesses are back in business, LinkedIn Jobs makes it easier to grow your team. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the people you want to interview faster and for free. Create a free job post in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach your network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 770 million people. Then add your job and the purple hashtag hiring frame to your LinkedIn profile and spread the word that you're hiring so your network can help you find the right people to hire. Simple tools like screening questions make it easy to focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience so you can quickly prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the candidates you want to talk to faster. Did you know every week nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Beadle. That's linkedin.com/Beadle to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. All right, we're back with what else did we miss? And Gabe, you're up, buddy. Take it away.
So just before we started recording, we were, having a little small talk. Jerome, our favorite person on the team, was telling us about the soccer team in Toronto that he pays close attention to. And my brain started to sort of fade down that talk. Canadian soccer, not really my thing. So I went to see what was happening in the NFL, and I found the most important story of the day.
Okay.
The Green Bay Packers have tweeted a video that it's in the rundown. I'd like you all to watch it with me.
Stand by.
This is franchise quarterback Aaron Rodgers arriving at camp dressed as Cameron Poe of Con Air. And it is sensational. I can't
What
even
is
say the word. It's that
happening?
good. Aaron Rodgers dressed as Cameron Poe from Con Air. I'm not even Googling to double check his name. That's Nicolas Cage's character. He looks awesome. This is becoming a weird thing for Aaron Rodgers. Okay? He did a 2-year-long bit to dress up as John Wick for Halloween.
That's true.
Now
Yes.
he's rolling up to camp as Nicolas Cage in Con Air.
I mean, well, first of all, one of the greatest films of all time, obviously, but what is the end game here? Is there is a movie in the works? Are these
I think you're overthinking it.
It's just fun and games? Well, I want to be in the room when he and whoever, his friends or a girlfriend, whoever, when they come up with these things. Like, hey, guess what I'm going to do on Tuesday? Like, okay.
You think he talks to other people about this? No way.
Probably not.
just-
Well, maybe like one person
He meditates on it for 6 hours and then
that he stares at his
makes it happen.
tattoo. The tattoo tells him what to do,
that's right.
and then he does it. Like, that's it.
Wow. Con Air. I saw
that
Con
is-
Air at too young of an age, just FYI. It was my first
Shut
R-rated
up.
movie.
What?
I wasn't even trying to be like, I'm young. I was like 9. It was extremely inappropriate.
What?
At a
Con
sleepover.
Air?
Yeah. The whole Buscemi
Con Air.
storyline would be very traumatizing.
We snuck the movie down. We were really excited to watch a rated R movie, and I didn't
a good
sleep
one.
for weeks.
Really? You must
Yeah.
have been a wiener as a child. Good Lord.
I still am.
Grow up.
No.
Con Air. That's awesome. That's mad points
Wow.
for that.
Also-
It's not even a
Right.
game day. It's like random Tuesday in July.
Camp. It's reporting to camp.
I know, but like,
Camp.
I want this every Sunday. I want that every Sunday, please.
Maybe.
every Nick
Okay.
Cage.
Do we think that's no?
Go ahead, say it, Paige. You're thinking
Say it.
something sneaky.
No, not sneaky. I was just like, does this become a thing that he does like every pregame?
so.
Is a
Let's
different
hope so.
character.
Yeah, that's the hope and dream and wish. That's what we want. And he's earned it. Like if people like Kyler Murray can't do that. Okay, he haven't earned it yet, but Aaron Rodgers can.
good call.
Although some people say Aaron Rodgers should have more Super Bowl wins by now, but you can't argue that.
If the Packers are like, hey, Aaron, have you studied game tape? He's like, yes, I've done a lot of independent study this week. I rewatched Con Air twice, and it was great. It still holds
the
up.
hair. It still holds up. For sure it still holds up. That's awesome. Gabe, well done, sir.
Wow.
I'm
Okay,
glad
I told
showed
you
us
I
that.
had some good breaking news, and I contributed. All right.
Yeah, I like it.
That's-
What
What
else?
else did we miss, Paige?
Oh, how do I go after that?
You can't.
You really
Good
can't. I mean,
Lord.
just
All
call it a
right.
day.
Well, I enjoyed this from over the weekend, which was that so Madison Bumgarner, I think we've talked about him before. He's kind of a troll of a human, but he called out Victor Robles. He called him a clown for what he thought was admiring his home run that he hit off of him. The Diamondbacks, by the way, won the game, I think like 7-2 or 8-2 or something. But I love this because Victor responded via his interpreter Saturday night after the game, and the comments were pretty tame about just like, yeah, man, if you don't want to have home runs hit off you, then pitch better, essentially. But then I want your take on this, Beads. He wore a clown nose to Sunday's game. So on the petty joy scale, 1 to 10, 1 being bad, 10 being incredible, where does this rank?
No, it's perfect. Even though they lost the game, he lost the game. He still came in with like a little bit of fire.
Yes.
No, I love it. Because it is such a stupid, whiny baby thing to say. Don't give up a home run, and then a dude won't admire it. It is just that simple. And so I also think as a pitcher, as a competitive person, I would never want to give my opponent any sort of light. So cool, you hit a home run. Don't care. It's happened before. It'll happen again. We still won. Blah blah. It's just weird to call him a clown. I would argue that he's the clown. What? But yeah, I think wearing a red clown nose is chef's, especially in baseball, where my God, ooh, having too much fun, guys. Take it back a couple notches. That's awesome. Now I'm a fan. I mean, I say I'm a fan. I'll never watch, but a fan.
He should wear the
Nonetheless.
clown nose up to the plate next time he faces him.
I mean, is there a rule against it? I bet it's not actually written out. I bet you could get away with it.
No, I think there's rules against like excess, whatever.
Bullshit.
I don't
They
know.
wear
'Cause
20
it's baseball.
20-pound
They don't wanna have
chains.
fun.
I don't know. I'd say take the necklaces off, add the clown noses. I'm in.
Or clown paint. I don't think they could stop you from
Oh,
wearing clown
that's
paint.
funny.
Because you could
That's
say it's
funny.
like zinc for the sun.
All right.
Well, you want me to have cancer? Like, it's just perfect.
I take
Ours, you're out.
skincare very seriously.
Yep, fixed it. You're welcome, baseball.
Oh, baseball. I hope you're listening.
I hope you're listening, baseball. Oh God, what else? What
All right,
else?
I'm gonna bring this one up. I gotta just tell you, I'm terrified of this topic. But here goes. For a lot of reasons. That mostly serious, not serious. I can't tell. So basically, your favorite institution, at least at one time, Beadle, the WWE, is going through some big changes. Yeah, Vince McMahon says he's retiring. Quote, as I approach 77 years old, I feel it's time for me to retire as chairman and CEO of WWE. But obviously, I think those of us who pay attention know that there have been some pretty serious allegations about the way he handled himself over the years. I don't know what's true and what isn't, but I know that this was not just one day he decided to step down. So Triple H is coming back into the fold. He'll be handling a whole bunch of stuff. Stephanie McMahon has a bigger role. Nick Khan, who's one of the big names behind the scenes, will have a big role. Beadle, what do you think all this means for WWE?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay.
nothing. It's, the beauty of being, for all intents and purposes, a family-owned business is that, okay, I'm going to step down. He's still the majority shareholder. The company, WWE, the organization, is synonymous with the McMahon name and will be for the foreseeable future. So it means nothing. Now, it would have been, and I get it, there's a lot of legal going on behind the scenes. And full disclosure, Nick Khan was my agent for many years, the best years, honestly. And this... but it's crazy, and he left representing schmucks like me and went to WWE, and now is going to be in charge of the whole thing. So that's kind of cool. But I'm happy that Stephanie will have a larger role. I always root for that. I think she's like a cool, badass woman. But it's a tough pill to swallow as women, because there have been a lot of stories that have come out. Very large numbers in the millions and millions of dollars that have been paid out in settlements that have been reported. So obviously there's been a track record and a pattern of this sort of behavior. Now, is any of it surprising? No, none of it's surprising. And if you follow wrestling at all in any shape or form, big, small, whatever, there's a lot of dirt that goes on behind the scenes. It's just, I was about to say it's not like running a church, but then I realized that's actually worse. But yeah, it is. It's kind of a dirty business. He's still going to be very much a part of it, just not the facing forward. How do you say that? Good Lord, Michelle. I need some ginkgo biloba, but it's nothing. It changes nothing. The company goes on. They've had scandals. They've had tons of scandals over the years. This is just another one.
But it's this is different than some of the other times stuff happens there, where like they can't write this into a plot. Like it's not like Vince is going to show up and be a heel now. Like he's done being a face at all, is what you assume, right?
Oh, see, that's the one thing I have learned in being a WWE fan, is that nothing is impossible. And look, even when some of these stories started to break several weeks ago now, he came out, like he was at an event and came out, and they sort of treated it like, here comes Vince McMahon, da-da-da. And if you follow any of the news, you're like, this is awkward. But fans don't care. And because there's such a blurry line between reality and stories in the WWE, I will never say never. I would not be shocked if at some point we see him somewhere in the ring, which is partly why WWE keeps going. You just don't know. Shout out Nick Khan.
All right. Well, you didn't miss that story, obviously. You seem
I've only just been following it because I was curious to see how they would handle it. But then again, majority shareholder, he'll be fine. Print that money.
I don't have a good segue, so I'm going to just dive into this one.
Paige.
I know. I think I used them all up last week with Greg.
Fair.
Okay. Over the weekend at the Moscow Open, I know you were following that, which is a chess tournament. A robot was playing a young boy, and the kid made a move too early. The robot did not like that and reached across and broke the kid's finger. So, question from Quincy.
Oh, boy.
Our producer. He says, should they put the robot down like they did poor Harambe?
First of all, never forget Harambe. Let's start there. We made you! Maximum Overdrive reference. You better know what that's from. And thirdly, no. Kid should have not gone too early.
Those are the rules, man.
There's protocol to that damn game. You better follow it. He broke his finger. Ow. First of all, that tells me that the robot is now thinking on its own, which is step number 400 in them taking over. So this is not good for the rest of us, by the way. I hope everyone realizes that. It did it on its own. It's done doing what it was programmed to do. It's thinking for itself now. We're screwed. Holy shit.
Yeah, I haven't been watching, but this is literally the plot of Westworld. Is this. Like, guys, there's nothing funny about this. Today it was a 7-year-old's finger. Like, it's going to be a grown-up's neck real soon.
First of all,
all right,
shout out first. Don't take it from Westworld. Maximum Overdrive did this before that. Okay, that's when the robots started taking over. That's when the machines started taking over.
Re-raise.
And there was actually
Terminator.
No, Maximum Overdrive is before Terminator.
Really?
I don't
I'll
know.
bet you $1.
I'm looking it up.
Google box
Should I-
it.
Is Maximum Overdrive a movie that I should watch?
It's a Stephen King movie, so if you like awesomeness, yeah, you probably should.
Wow, that was a
Starring
genuine
Emilio Estevez.
question.
An
I just wanted
AC/DC
a
soundtrack.
yes or no answer would have been fine.
It's one of my favorite movies from the 80s.
Okay.
From 1986 specifically.
Okay, and
And
Terminator?
when was the Terminator, Beadle?
I don't know.
1984.
Damn it! Oh,
Yes!
wait a second. Wait a minute. Because Maximum Overdrive is actually based on another movie that was made before it that is in the 70s.
Wasn't prepared for that.
A lot of people don't know that because this was the one that got all the pub. But it's based on Trucks, which is a story by Stephen King, which I think is a much worse name than Maximum Overdrive.
Trucks.
Yes. Yep, Trucks. But bottom line is, I've been waiting for this day for basically since I was born. It's coming. So count your days, enjoy your time with your loved ones, because it's probably short-lived.
Well, speaking of things being short-lived, Gabe.
There you go.
This other one.
Yes. It was announced yesterday. This is tragic, honestly.
Oh my God.
That Klondike is discontinuing the Choco Taco.
The hell's a Choco?
Apparently, the audience would prefer
Michelle.
other forms of Klondike products over the Choco Taco. I don't know who the hell they asked to get that answer. But
I don't even know what a Choco Taco is.
yeah. Okay.
Choco Taco. Stand by.
I'm so upset.
We might need to
Really?
stop
At
down
you?
and just. It's fine when we Google things on the fly, like Maximum Overdrive. To not know what a Choco Taco is credibility damaging beyond
Unacceptable.
what we should air.
Well, this is how much I didn't know what it was. I accidentally Googled Taco Choco. So apparently I had no idea. I mean, it's adorable. It's literally a taco with ice cream with chocolate and nuts on it. It's cute. So why would you get rid of that? It's adorable.
It's not
It's fun and
adorable.
compact.
It's the best ice cream thing you can buy in a freezer.
Better than a ice cream sandwich? I don't think so.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's an ice cream sandwich with the fun of a taco.
So let me ask you this. I'm obviously
perfect
not
dessert.
I'm not affected by this because I didn't know, but you two are clearly having a time. So how do you both feel about it?
Upset, sad,
Okay.
distraught, despairing,
I would say let down. I think that this is
hopeless.
yeah, this is up there with the robot takeover. Like, who's making these decisions? Who thought that this was
Men.
okay?
I demand answers.
You should demand. You know what though? Or you could silver lining this bad boy and realize that now there's an opportunity for a young, hungry group of people to come out with their own company that makes the Taco Choco.
Maybe that's you.
Is that my second great idea? in the
Yeah,
podcast?
I think so.
This is embarrassing.
Can we work Choco Taco into the Cooper Chucker movie?
It's probably going to be one of our main sponsors.
I bet you that Taco Chacos are what Cooper Tucker eats when he wins races. That's like his go-to signature.
That's his
celebration.
go-to. And when all of the big businesses come a-calling because they want to pay him, he's like, no, I'm sticking with Taco Choco because I've been with Taco Choco since the beginning.
Because his dad gave him one after he won his first race at age 5.
Exactly. And think about F1 sponsors. These are like the highest of the hoity-toities, the Richard Mille watch companies of the world. So yeah, for him to turn that kind of stuff down for the Taco Choco just tells you what kind of guy Cooper Tucker really is.
I love this guy the more I hear about him.
I'm going to get on this. I'm going to write it this weekend on the
This
plane.
weekend?
This weekend?
On the
Okay.
plane. I'm going to write it on the plane. When my Xanax kicks in,
Okay.
the beauty starts coming out. Well, I am sorry to both of you guys for your losses, and I really hope you're able to find some solace and some peace somewhere in that. Okay, but we're going to get on our stories. We're going to get it fixed, and we're going to take a break because I see words wrapping things up when we come back.
Okay, so we have a few texts from everyone. And just as a reminder, you can text this number, 631-397-0403. We love going through all the submissions and picking some out. So here are today's. This first one says, even before the Netflix show, I've been a huge Formula One fan and motorsports fan, parentheses, except for NASCAR. My question for you guys is, why are you not watching Indy racing as well? It has similar street races and courses like Formula One, but also has oval racing where they go 3 and 4 wide at 200 miles per hour, and has former Formula One drivers and some of the teams as well. I think it's just as exciting. Wanted to get your opinion.
That is fair. And I have heard this argument before, and I'm aware of some of the F1 drivers. There's also a kid named Colton Herta. I hope I'm saying his last name right, but he's an American kid, the youngest IndyCar winner, and the rumored replacement of Daniel Ricciardo at McLaren at some point, which is obviously a big talk of the town right now because people love Daniel Ricciardo, and I don't think they want to see him keep jumping ship like Kevin Durant. So it's like, but then again, there is a craving for an American in the Formula One. So yeah, I have heard this. And I think my answer is just simply, I'm so new to Formula One that I haven't really even thought about venturing out. It's like I'm still trying to grasp all of this and like immerse myself in that. But I don't have anything against IndyCar for sure. And NASCAR is where Cooper Tucker came from. So I can't hate on that either at this point.
Are we sure that text didn't come from Cooper Tucker?
That's
Call is
honestly,
coming
it crossed
from
my mind.
inside the house.
It did. Yeah, it crossed my mind because he probably was thinking he's got to go Indy first to Formula One, but I think his heart's going to get him to Formula One before anything else. I really do.
If your name is Cooper Tucker and you're listening, please text us. Okay, thanks.
Can I just hold on? Sorry, real quick, Paige. Can I just admit something?
Yeah.
I don't know if Beadle made that name up or that is a real person.
I'm sure it's a real person.
So okay,
What do you mean?
so
Like
your
an
Matthew,
actual famous person
so your
already?
whole script idea is based on a fictional person named Cooper
Yes.
Tucker, who Matthew McConaughey would be the father of in the movie. There's no
Correct.
real Cooper Tucker anywhere on this planet. I mean,
No,
there's probably
a
thousand
Cooper
of them.
Tucker exists.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Lots of lacrosse teams have a guy named
His
Cooper Tucker.
sister's name
Yeah.
is like Kaylee with like E's in weird places and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Haley Lee. And Matthew McConaughey's character's name, his real name is Richard, but they've been calling him Rooster since he was 4 years old.
Okay.
So it's like Rooster and Cooper Tucker
Sure.
flying business class to Monaco. Boom! There's your opening scene. Flashbacks
Can't wait
after
to read
that.
it next week when you get back.
Okay.
We'll have a session. Gabe,
Next.
are you going to be able to
Read?
Read.
yeah.
Sure. Would you like me to? I'll read.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Here goes. This is a text. I've been a fan of Beads for a while.
Yeah.
I agree with her a lot of the time, but sometimes I'm just taken aback from what her takes are.
Fair.
I think the best part about this show is how it makes Gabe and Paige react. Example, Sinatra. Thank you. I was so upset. Wait, what's this? I was so upset with Gabe as he revealed his love for Tim Tebow. Dude, seriously? Who wrote this stupid text?
Not me.
Tebow was an awful NFL quarterback? He was given so many chances that he did not earn Mets, Jags. What? This was the same dude who said college football players should not be paid and do it, quote, for the love of the game.
He
Said
did say
the
that.
privileged white boy. What?
He
Gabe,
said that.
defend yourself. If you're a Gators fan, fine. But beyond that, that's a no for me, homie. All right, wait.
Go
I don't
ahead,
have
Gabe.
to defend anything here.
Yeah,
And
you
I'm
do.
not a Gators fan. I'm a Tim Tebow fan. And
But what did he say that was wrong in there?
well, he earned the chances. He didn't succeed.
All of them? All of them.
Well, you know what? That's the way life works. You build up good karma. People give you the benefit of the doubt, right?
I don't
So-
think that's how life works at all. I
That's
think there are a
not how
lot of
life
people with
works?
shitty karma who are getting more chances than anyone else, quite frankly.
Well, that is also true. But don't you think Tim Tebow got the chance to show up at some of these camps and try to prove himself athletically because he was considered the greatest college football player of all time? So people said maybe he could kind of do it again. We just put him in the right situation. Don't you think that that's
So he's like-
reasonable?
So what's the difference between him and Al Bundy? I'll tell you. Al Bundy was never given all these chances. That's the problem. But they were both highly successful at what they did, and they peaked early.
Okay, but would I have liked to see Al Bundy try to play right field for the Mets minor league team? Yes,
I would
yes,
have
I
loved
would
it.
have.
Yeah, I would have loved it. Probably would have changed my whole outlook on baseball, honestly. I think he's right in the sense that Tim Tebow probably got a handful more chances than anyone else. And that's fine, but he did.
Somebody show me any evidence that Tim Tebow isn't a great human who does great things for all kinds of people. Somebody show me that.
I have heard this exact Tebow spiel. Gabe and I have worked together for like 3 years now, let's call it. I would say over under 500 times.
Oh my gosh, I hope you get a raise every
Conservatively.
time you have to hear it. That's awful.
Well, thank you. I'll use this in my next.
All right. Well, just
Contract.
to my homie who texted that. No, I'm not apologizing for this. I appreciate you listening. We can debate this offline one day, but I will
No,
not.
quick
I will
text
say
him.
it did come from an LA number. So.
It really did. It could be anyone. Someone
Throw
you know
that out
probably. It's
there.
coming from inside the house. I love it.
We have another one.
Next.
All right. Paige has to go. Apparently, for the first time ever, it's not her internet that's the problem. It's managing
know.
her calendar. Yeah, so she has to go. So I'm going to read you this last text, Beadle.
Okay.
Here's our texter. Says, back in 1997, I was in the middle of a Leonardo DiCaprio boycott because I
Damn.
hated him in Romeo and Juliet. That's an interesting start.
That is.
As a result, I never saw Titanic. I've never felt more validated in that decision than by hearing Michelle blast Titanic on the podcast. That said, a tip for Gabe. Why do I keep getting dragged on these? From one dad to another, when my kids aren't listening at bedtime, nothing gets them to put on their PJs faster than when I use my phone to play My Heart Will Go On at them. Huh. Okay. Very good. Elliot. That's our friend Elliot
Oh, yeah.
chiming in. So
I know Elliot. Hi, Elliot.
responses to Elliot and the Titanic take.
It's just always nice to, look, it wouldn't change my opinion if people disagree with me, but it's also nice to hear it being validated. When you're right and people get that, it's always good. It's always good to see other people getting it because I have to deal with you and Paige all the time who don't get it. And so shout out Elliot for understanding what Titanic was all about. Not even worth seeing for Elliot. And that says something.
Yeah, he tweeted something similar. I didn't realize it was the same person. I am kind of confused by the idea of playing My Heart Will Go On to my kids, but never watching Titanic. I can't see how that would happen. But
Well, you can still love Celine Dion. You don't have to have necessarily seen the movie. So
do you remember this? Was it Sherry O'Terry, the SNL sketch
I think so.
where she's, it's amazing. I sing your song better than you.
Oh, that's scary, Jerome.
Right now, Jerome, for listeners, is chiming in. His voice is not being recorded to tell us it was Anna Gasteyer, not Sherry O'Terry. Thank you, Jerome.
Thank you, Jerome.
We have to assume Anna Gasteyer is Canadian, and that's why he knew that.
Ooh, that's a good call. And even if she's not, she is now, and that's kind of how that works. So, yes, thank you guys all for sending in some messages. Please keep doing it. Please keep tweeting and texting Gabe about Tim Tebow. That will give me Tim Tebow or Tim Tebow. It'll give me life and breath, and so I appreciate it. That's gonna do it. This is this episode of What Did I Miss? And Paige already mentioned it. 631-397-0403. Call, text, send a picture, whatever. And for Gabe, and for Paige, and for Jerome, kind of, we bid you adieu.